What's up, y'all? How everybody doing? Shout out to everybody in the chat with their thumbs jack. Man, we back live. And y'all, I want to apologize for my live last night because I had like a virus on this Johnny. And that's why I be you know what I'm saying, live cutting off and stuff like that. I just want to apologize for those live videos. But I think I solved the problem though, but let's get into it. Disclaimer: Fair Use Act, education purpose use only. All rights, image, and music clip belong to their prospective owner, and we do not claim ownership. Now check this out. We can all agree what's on the screen. When in the beginning, when this case was fresh, they was all making posts about a video. A video that was circling around. Y'all remember Mike Larry video when he used to go live and he had that Lewis Chamberlain dude on his live, and he talking about, yeah, I got the video in his possession. So I don't think nobody gave him no video. You see what I'm saying? But he got the video because it could be what's on his phone. Cause they gonna have different. If everybody got a cell phone and they got their cell phone now and recording, she gonna have a video. Shamaya, can we all agree? Let's open up a can of worm with this one, right? This is where I'm finna get at. Now the focus finna go back to the room because when Shiloh said this, and remind y'all, Shiloh is related to Irene. Irene is related to the Martin's family. Let's not forget that part. That's why it's going to be family in that room recording videos. Because if this is set up, this what the hotel got dirt on them. This just gonna show you what they part and they role was inside the hotel room. So boom, check this out. When they killed Kenneka, she said when they killed Kenneka, keep this in mind what Miss Teresa said too. Also, when the case was fresh, I believe the hotel in Rosemont helped killed Kenneka, right? Keep that in mind. The case still fresh, and we recapping and watch this. Them look, when they killed Kenneka, we seen that footage on a tape. Man, I must have threw up everything I ate. Once you go to Shemaya post, Shemaya said the image of them killing you stuck in my head. Forever thugging on my brother. Hold up. Right? So a whole purpose of this, you got a timestamp. You got a timestamp on this. And guess what time this will be going on? This. Cause now you finna go back to Leonora video when the lady asks her, it's a video circling around one something. And the police need to see this video. Have you saw that video, Leonora? Yeah, I saw that. If they did say there was a hotel employee. So when she said that, and you got this saying when they killed Kenneka, and then you got Shemaya, the image of them killing, and next time you know, you got the video. Wait a minute, you got this. You got this. And check this out. This at one song. So when you see this video, think about when Irene said in her live video, when she was arguing on live video, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's damn near 3 o'clock. It's 2 hours later." Shakira said she not in here. Everybody heard that. So that means she was missing at 1 something in the morning, and this what will be going on in the morning at 1 something going on 2 o'clock. Look at it like this here. In Kenneka phone, the text messages, "I'm ready to go." The text messages saying she ready to go. She wasn't ready to go. This what they was doing after those text messages. Right here. Boom. Look where they will be coming from. So when Irene said, Monifa and Shemaya, well, they said Monifa carried her out the room. So this your proof right here. This when they carry her out the room. If it's a video, check this out. If it's a video, it's showing Monifa and Shemaya dirty work. No wonder why Miss Teresa was so hard on Monifa but spared Maya though. Right? Look at it. That's her. Now, listen to what he said.
Yeah, look, there's a chick that's in a white shirt that was in a Dixie changed clothes. The one that was in the room. Yeah, look, this the person that helped Shemaya and Monifa carry Kenneka down the hall. Y'all check this out, look. Y'all see how she went over in the corner? She to look out. Now look, here they come down the hall. Look, there they go, look. Live in the cut. That's them carrying her right there.
So check this out. That means this the way they will be bringing Kenneka out the room. So when you go back to the text message, "I'm ready to go," right? You got to think 20 minutes after that text, because this happened right at 1:50. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Right at 1:50 when the white girl came out the elevator. So that means when you go back to Kenneka phone, round about that text, the D looks small. They said 1:58. So that means, did they tow her downstairs to an employee? That's how she came out the room. Cause once you go back to the live video with Irene, we all heard her stating saying, "Me and Kenneka about to come outside," and we heard Kenneka was in her voice sounded like she was already drugged and out of it. So now look, now we got a timestamp. Now we know, okay, this at one some when she came out the room. Now look, once you go to the police station, right? Look, now keep this in mind. That's why you got Irene in this Instagram photo. Well, in this Instagram video, right? They was going live. And guess what? You don't see Kenneka in that room. Cause the reason why you don't see Kenneka in that room, because look what they did before. If you look at it how the way Irene was talking about, yeah, you came back in the room and party. You came back in the room and party. You made it as like it was a joke or something. So boom, when she made it like it was a joke or something, this what it looked like when they came back in the room. You sure they got Monifa and Shemaya sitting back on the bed. Sitting back on the bed, right? Now look. I don't want to get to that part. But if you go to this, if you check this out, this finna be a video that will be happening in the room. All right. And it's going to be video, because y'all got to keep this in mind. It's going to be a video of Monifa shared with Irene, right? and said, now you got to confess up. But guess who released the video? Straight Drop. There's another connection, because Straight Drop won't have access to those videos unless they gave it to him. Right? So check this out. Look what Sergeant Rose said. If you match this statement with this, with how she got out the room, look what it said. At 1:30, she met with two friends on the 9th floor. The friends re-enter the room. Keep this in mind. That's why they got them re-enter the room. Boom, cause look, when they first left her in the hallway, they never did actually leave her in the hallway. Now, if you go back to the surveillance footage, do this looking like somebody leaving anybody in the hallway? No. So this how they will be toting her out the room.
Yeah, look, there's a chick that's in a white shirt that was in a Dixie changed clothes. The one that was in the room. Y'all look, this the person that helped Shamaya and Monifa carry Kenneka down the hall. Y'all check this out, look. Y'all see how she went over in the corner? She to look out. Now look, here they come down the hall. Look, there they go, look. Live in the cut.
So boom. So wherever they took her, keep this in mind, whenever they took her, they came back to the room and said Kenneka missing. Hold up. Cause y'all remember Shemaya's, I mean not Shemaya's story. Whose story that was Irene. I gotta go back to Zach TV. Cause this where you finna get this from. Cause you gotta understand when they told Kenneka out the room, this what they was doing. They took her somewhere and they came back in the room. Cause check this out. So when they came back to the room, right? Cause once you look at the report, they lied and say they left her alone in the hallway. She never left alone in the hallway. Look where they will be taking her. Carried out the room. Even Irene said Monifa carried her out the room. Yeah, she was last with Monifa. Even Miss Teresa hard on Monifa to make it so bad. Miss Teresa, if that's your daughter friend, the way you want to portray that she was so much of a friend, you won't even think twice about it. She'll never do this. You'll try to defend her to further notice. But in this case, you blame that girl off the top, so you knew then. Cause check this out. When they took her out the room, whatever they took her, they went back in the room. That's why they said she met up with two girls on the 9th floor and they re-enter the room. That's why they got to re-enter. Cause how Kenneka when they in the beginning, they said the girl arrived at 1:13. And so they try to fit to cover this up. This to cover up. So they like, well, look, we just gonna say she met up with two girls on the 9th floor. And her friends re-entered the room. That's a big gap. Why they said the friends re-entered the room? Re-enter. I thought they all supposed to came together. So that means when they dropped her off somewhere downstairs with an employee, they went back upstairs and partied. All right? They went back upstairs and they partied. Hold up. This why they gave us TY live video at 12 something. Now look, if you go back to Kenneka phone at 12 something, guess what the text message read? Oh, stop trying to kill me, bro. Oh, with your clown ass. So watch this. I ain't ready for that one yet. Not that one. But this. This is Monifa text message. This the criminating part. Right here. Because if you match the timestamp up, check this out. This message was delivered at 12:16. Kenneka, just relax. Have fun. You want to go in the bathroom and take some pictures? Now keep this in mind. Zach in this interview said, hey, y'all know it was a live video of Kenneka supposed to be in the bathroom. Then Rosemont dropped the video. That's one of Leonora talking about. That's one of the 5 videos they got. That's where the video y'all see Monifa and her in the bathroom. Now you got a timestamp on that because they let you know the minute that they came from the movie, because all of them came from the movies. T.Y. and them came from the movies, right? That's why you got videos circulated. T.Y. came from the movie. But the minute they got there, at 10 some, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, 10 some, around 11 some, when everybody showed up from the movie because the movie was over with. The minute that girl got in the room, look how quick everything escalated. And it started from the lobby about that girl getting snatched in the lobby. So boom, once you see this, look, this was the last day we saw each other. I miss my dog. Now look, they're gonna set up right here. All right. And once you think about that, look at the video that we got 5 other videos. So Leonora was depending on T.Y. live videos and the Irene live videos to cover up for what Shamaya and Monifa was carrying her out of the room, right? So boom. Hold up. Now check this out. In the beginning, you got one of the dudes named Young Giro and said, hey, we didn't mean to kill her. She had a heart attack while we was in there. What? I'll let y'all know why they put her in the freezer. So, boom. Won't that match this? Look at this. And they say they got video of this. So the video gonna go back into the room, and guess what it's gonna show at 1 something. Look what the video they would have at 1 something before they told her out the room.
When it was in the room, y'all look. This the person that helped Shamaya and Monifa carry Kenneka down the hall. Y'all check this out. Look, y'all see how she went over in the corner. She to look out. Now look, here they come down the hall. Look, there they go. Look, live in the cut. It's them carrying her right there.
So once you go back to the court paper stated when Kenneka came out that room, she was in dire need in assistance. That means they said the condition that Kenneka came out the room, she needed medical assistance. Right? So now look, that's why they had to say they left her by the elevators and they went back to go get the keys and the phone. If you pay attention to their story, look, when they came, look, they said, when Monifa carried her out the room, when they came back in the room, they was coming for the keys and the phone. Now you see why they were coming for the keys in the phone. Cause when Irene said,
white shirt that was in a dish to change clothes.
look, when Irene said Monifa carried her out the room, and when they came back, they were like, yeah, we need Kenneka keys in her phone. So boom, when they came back in the room, is this how they came back in the room? Yeah, give me Kenneka keys and her phone. Cause Irene said you came back in the room and you sat there and partied. They said they sat back in the room and partied for another 30 minutes. So look, check this out. Hold up. That's finna match up. The image of them killing you is stuck in my head. Boom. That's why she was able to see it. Now, here go the Kimberly Wild story. All right. Nobody don't know who is Kimberly Wild story. Far as I'm concerned, Kimberly Wild could be Miss Teresa, Leonora. It's somebody in that circle that's wanna, you know what I'm talking about? If you look at this, look. I said some things at the beginning that is not true, but I am going to be honest as I can right now. Be respected. The original party was on the 6th of September. All right. Now check this out. Let's just see what's going on. The reenactment was on the 8th and the 9th. So when I look at the footage, I don't know if this the 6th or the 9th. Right? So when I think about a reenactment, you know what I'm talking about. How I see the footage, because for you to understand what I'm saying, you got to watch the footage. I'm talking about the whole 30. You got to sit there and watch the whole 36 hours of footage. Really, it ain't even 36 hours. Right? So now look. It started at the DoubleTree and continue over at the Crown Plaza. Keep this in mind. They're going to have rooms over there at the DoubleTree as well. Because this is all in the paperwork. All in the investigation. Niece was drugged before she even arrived at the party. I can kind of believe that. A little bit. Because once they showed Kenneka in the room, it sounded like she was already drugged. And the drug was kicking in. If you ask me, so that's gonna fit. If we see the video of Kenneka in the restaurant with family member, somebody could have slipped some in her drink then on the way to the party. All right. She was R.I.P. Beat and Irene Carr on the way to the party. So look. Kenneka gonna be with, when you think about this, in my Miss Teresa voice, she wanted to celebrate with her friends about her getting a new job and she ain't celebrated with her family first. You see what I'm saying? You gotta put that came out Miss Teresa mouth. So boom. So if you think about when her family members said, yeah, we supposed to go to the movie. Let's say they went to the movies. And when they left the movie, it was all to go to Crown Plaza. Crown Plaza is right there. So now you're going to have some parking lot footage, you know what I'm saying, and all of this shit. Cause look, when we see video of Kenneka walking in the parking lot, that could have been her walking from the movie theaters. So now look, they even said she was, look, in Irene live video, she was already dead. She was strangled and she died in the car. They took pictures of her body in the car to make it look like she was still alive. Right? Now, when it comes to that part, it's a picture of Kenneka in the car with shades on. And I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know when that picture was took. It's so many narratives about that picture was way before. You know what I'm saying? Kenneka, you know what I'm saying? Went to Crown Plaza these like months before it happened. And people saying, no, this video of her that happened that night. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to think. Right? But look what will be going on. How Kenneka came out that room. She was like, they carry her body to the DoubleTree. Keep this in mind. Everybody saying they carry her body. Look who only one that would be carrying her. Monifa and Shamaya. The guys in the room had their way with Kenneka. Now keep this in mind. I say this all still would be happening in the room. Put it like this. If you exit some of this DoubleTree shit out for right now, just think about that room allegedly on the 11th floor. So look, this is what they would be doing in the room. The guys in the room had their way with her. Even though she was already dead, they stuffed her body in a trash bag, put her on the car, and took her body over to Crown Plaza, and they left her body in the freezer. Now, this just a little switcheroo up. Man, look. There was only one person that didn't react. They were Tanasia. They drug Neat and Tanasia, and Neat was Tanasia on the video. Now, out this John, this is what I get. The basically what she's saying, it's a video what happened in the room. You get this video that somebody that Irene wanna throw up, everybody confused and all that, and then this is gonna go around one something. When Irene said, girl, Kenneka really not in here. It's 2 hours later. They go back to 1 o'clock. So let's go here. They're gonna match up with this. We didn't mean to kill her. She had a heart attack while we was in there. Boom. Now watch this. This Wayne. This long little Wayne and sharing Mike picture. This Mike the one that died. So look. Wayne was like, pray for me. I really think I'm finna die. But showing Mike picture. And this on September 11 at 12:41 a.m. Look. Now, y'all keep this last name in mind. Robinson. Keep that last name in mind. Robinson. They beefing September 11th with the Robinson family. Now look what long Lil Wayne saying she shouldn't have been in the room with grown men in the hotel. Where is your mama? So I'm like, man, he even brought the mama in it. You should have just took the D and went home and called Popo. But look, he didn't even make that text. Cause guess who made this him? And guess who he is? Y'all remember when Straight Drop had Crown Plaza to call him on his platform, and she was giving out names of who did it at the pool area, right? Now look, and she mentioned somebody named Will. Now keep Will in mind. Now I know this just say Will this knife work. Cause he thinking about committing suicide, right? But remind y'all, it was a dude named Will. He worked at the security guard. It's a security guard named Will. And I don't believe it's no Mexican, no foreigner named Will. They gotta be either a black man, you know what I'm saying, or a white man. Check this out. This him, but look, he shared Mike pictures though. Then look what everybody's showing. Killer. Cause Killer finna come down here. Ooh wee. That's why he laughing. Bye, dude. Get the hell out of here. See what I'm saying? Oh, you fun as fuck, Bree. Man, y'all, little meat people. This little meat people. They work in housekeeping. Hold on, y'all. That's Keygen, the YouTuber. Now look. Somebody sent me this cause I told them to look, go over there to Keygen. Ask Keygen, do she know some? Can you do more videos on Kenneka Jig and Murder since you was at the party? Now that's funny. Look, watch this. What's fun about the facts? Show me. What? Oh, look. That ain't had no regular person just talk, right? Accusing you of something, right? So at 40 something years old, I'm acting like Mama T and hanging with teens and the band My Family to go play at the Crown Plaza. I know a lawsuit coming your way. Hope you look. This ain't. You see what I'm saying? Now here go another YouTuber that work at a hotel, right? They was making content about Kenneka Jenkins arguing with everybody. Boom. Now look. I'm gonna get back to this Kimberly Harris son. You know what I'm saying? And this Marie girl, right? I'm gonna get back to all of this. Boom. And to him. And we finna get into all of this. All right. So now look. Miss Teresa playing victim. Only if Rosemond would have helped me find my baby. They already know what was on the footage, and they know when they were doing whatever they took Kenneka, she was still alive, bro. Cause that's what made everybody was like, damn, we thought she was dead. Come to find out she was still alive at a certain point, and they had to finish the girl off. Look what even Miss Teresa said. When you give your life back to God and the devil overheard you talking to your daddy, God, you better be ready for how the devil will try to bring you down. What? Why God need to be ready? He the all most powerful. You know what I'm talking about? What he need to be ready for? But this why this lady feel guilty about something. Cause she was like, yeah, when you give your life back to God, you know, what made you give your life back to God? Cause he never said it was because of Kenneka. And then look, and Father, you said you would never forsake me or you would leave me. I asked you, you mean to tell me she lost faith in God? Because she questioning God, bro. And look how the devil reward her. Now you know who her real God is. She got what she want from the devil. That's that money, bro. So look, boom. Then when you go back to Frank's cave, leather, look how all of this finna match up. The man said around 12 something, he went to the room to investigate a noise complaint. So that means when Frank's cave said when he saw her in the room, she was on the bed asleep with all her clothes on. I noticed a girl on the bed sleep and didn't think nothing about it. So if this was at 12 something, look what it looked like an hour or two later. He said when he noticed the girl on the bed sleep, he immediately went and took bed sheets. Uh-oh. That's why they probably needed bed sheets and all that. Cause think about it. I don't think it's for no marijuana smoke. Then you get a noise complaint in the room at 12 something. Look like they had to start out covering up in the room first. And then get the body out of there, bro. Pie y'all. Y'all, let's get those likes up. Let's get the likes up. So now look. He said when he went and grabbed sheets and blankets, right? What y'all think the sheets and blanket for? Was he to change the sheets and blanket on the bed? Did they abuse that girl in it? Because you gotta think about what Irene said. Boom, she fell and hit her head on the lamp, right? So someone in that room that got violent. So he said he returned to the lobby and he didn't even write an incident report. So that means it's an incident happened he didn't write a report on, and everybody agreed, say, did nothing happen in the room. So now look. So he said at that moment, he is not sure of where to start. But maybe an hour or two left. They was on the 9th floor watching the camera behind the front desk, and Risco got a video app on the phone. And he can see on the camera. He is responsible for turning the cameras off. You see what I'm saying? The girl, Kenneka, came outside the room with 2 friends. Now look. When they came out the room, guess what he said? The 2 friends went back inside the room. Now keep this in mind. Let's break this down. The 2 friends went back inside the room. Now, I believe they went back inside the room for the keys and the phone because, can we all agree? They took the girl somewhere, and wherever they took her to, they came back to the room. And party. Right? So this where you finna get this at. So when Franz K said an hour or two later, now look. So that means when they brought her out the room, wherever they took her, they came back in the room. Once they came back in the room, talking about they need the keys in the phone, they gonna be in the room for another 30 minutes. Another 30 minutes. Watch this. So look, when they went in the room, hold on. Now watch this, how it's finna escalate. So he said when they went in the room inside, went back in the room after a short conversation, that's when the guys in the hoodie grabbed Kenneka by the elevators and pull her inside the elevator. So that means Monique gonna be with those dudes and they gonna help her. And that's how they gonna end up, boom, carrying her, right? So that means, guess what? The same dude talking about, yeah, we thought she was having a heart attack, and I'm explain. That means when they was carrying her, them dudes gonna be with them, bro. With staff. Now watch this. He's saying I'm not sure of which floor they went because when I got on the elevator, they were empty. When I went ahead to go up, I seen two girls and another girl walking the hallway. And I asked them, what going on? Now they just gave him up. Cause he said when he saw them carrying her, he just placed himself at the scene. Cause if you were watching the camera and you said you immediately respond, guess what he was responding to? This. You see how everybody trying to get away from one something? Oh. You see how everybody trying to get away from one something? So that means Franz K responded to this. Pie y'all. So he knew the video gonna show him going to where Monique and them met. That's why the police needed him to say, hey, you interact with these people, because that's what the video gonna show if we decide to release that video. But we ain't gonna release the video. We just gonna show the route you heading towards that way. We just need to, you know what I'm talking about. So now look, if you watch the whole 36-hour footage, and if you watch the footage, like the food court hall, the lobby, all at one time, like I did, I could tell you exactly what going on. Franz K responded. Once this was going on, Franz K responded. He's going to be with these people as the murder. He's going to be with these people as the murder going down. This what Crown Plaza, they never edited the tape. This what it would have showed you. But it's a video that's circling around on Facebook that you people saw what they did to her. And Miss Teresa know it. Right? And Miss Teresa know it. And all of this going to show around one song. So now look, boom. He placed himself at the crime scene, bruh. He said when he bumped into the girl, he said they was looking for their friend. And again, I said it's the guests to be louder in the hallway. So he wanted them to get out the hallway, go back in the room. You see what I'm saying? If you look at how they all met up at the time of the murder, just say a murder just happened, and you got security like, man, look, go back to the room. Go back to the room. Then he gonna run straight to the office and say, man, look, hey man, you know what I'm saying? The murder just happened, man. You know what I'm saying? And all this and this thing, you know, the man's like, what? And then, come on, bruh. Then Risco turned the cameras off way ahead of time. Way ahead of time. So look, he said the camera cut off. So that means they would show them people when he said, look, this is what I believe. When they brought Kenneka out that room, they carried her. But when he said they got Kenneka on surveillance footage, going on different flows, I don't believe that. I believe it was them going to other people's rooms. They was going to other people's room, bro. Without Kenneka. You see what I'm saying? For whatever, if it's a murder and everybody in on the set, so everybody that's when everybody gonna be going to room. That's when, you know, when everybody go to room around this time, instead of Crown Plaza showing this shit, to tell the world, oh, that's when they were searching for her. So now look. He said he went to the room and there was a big guy in the black hoodie. Answered the door and he asked, it was a girl wearing black inside the room? He quickly replied, she left with some friends. Now, who was the girl that gonna be in all black? We seen a couple of people in all black. So now watch this. When Miss Teresa get in her feeling, she tend to talk too much. Cause now she telling Kenneka died on the night. I'm still asking, where's my baby clothes, shoes, and cell phone? The clothes got DNA. That's why she wanted the clothes back so bad. Cause look what the phone records brought us to. Back to the family. Look at the clothes. We see they're gonna have DNA and blood stains on them. Then the shoes, all of that supposed to been tested and never tested. Cause it went back to the friends and the style. Now look, boom. Then guess what? Then she said, who cut her hair and that camera above that freezer. Rude. Full. Uncut. From every camera, allegedly Kenneka walked past. There were more than enough cameras. I should not have to guess if someone would have had helped me find. Check this out. That's why Miss Teresa claiming to me, if I was up there, when I was up there, y'all ain't try to help me find. She tried to make it look like she was searching up and down this hotel all by herself while the staff would just ignore her. Right? So look, boom. I wanted everything that belonged to Kenneka, whoever got my baby property. Can I get professional help out here? And how long does it take for them to return a deceased person property once the case is closed? Now look, check this out. They closed the case on October the 20th. They closed the case in October the 20th, bruh. This a repost that she made. I just cut it out. It was a post that she made. Cause she still asking for the problem. Ain't nobody ask for no problem for no. Look how many years this is now. Come on. It was a post that she made in October. Cause she was like, I want everything that belonged to Kenneka. Whoever got my baby property. Cause y'all remember she gonna be in the parking lot talking about ain't no mountain high, we on the move, dancing and all this, and the case already closed. But the public didn't know the case was closed. Hold on, gang. All right. Now look, you got zip ties. Oh, look, y'all remember this grumpy dog? Let me go to Monifa right there. Oh, I think I know where to go to. Oh, yeah, I know where I need to go to. Now, y'all remember that name Grumpy Dog. Grumpy Dog was a YouTuber. He wasn't no YouTuber. He just started talking. I don't know who that person is, but Grumpy Dog was telling everybody about the zip tie around her neck, right? And keep this in mind, Kenneka had been stabbed, and Miss Teresa even made a post and said Kenneka had a deep gash up under her chin. If you add all the dead receipts, cause look at all the receipts going back to one song. Going on 2 o'clock. Then Miss Teresa thanked Grumpy Dog. You see what I'm saying? This Grumpy Dog, this the YouTuber, the Grumpy Dog, right? Let me. And I don't know who the fuck Grumpy Dog is. Now, Miss Teresa making a pose. No, when it was, I'm gonna read that later. Let me go to Grumpy Dog right quick. See this?
One goes down to Ali Muhammad with all of his speculations about zip ties, So what we have here is a motherfucking zip tie, right? This is a motherfucking zip tie. Now he talking about people can zip and unzip zip ties, which is a bunch of bullshit because, I'm going to explain it to you right now in detail since, a guy like him,
And look how serious this is. Cause he even knows something about zip, man. You could be listening to one of the murderers, bruh. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. You could be listening to one of these murderers, bruh. Listen to what he said about. Cause check this out. It's no proof of zip ties that were presented to us. But when you listen to Miss Teresa and them, when they talk up under their neck, right? They talking in messages, right? So listen to what this fool finna say.
Can't even understand how a fucking zip tie works. So, we gonna break this bullshit right on down. Now, y'all see here is a zip tie. He's saying that, somebody put one around Kenneka's neck and he could see people carry him and all that bullshit. But this is how a zip tie works, ladies and gentlemen. See, you take it here, right? And then you just go ahead on and you slide the motherfucker through just like that. This is a smaller zip tie. But as you can see, you hear this? Okay, those are the locks in a zip tie. Now, you can't unlock a motherfucking zip tie, you see. I'm yanking on this motherfucker all kind of ways. You can't unlock a motherfucking zip tie. So, once you get a zip tie, like, tight around somebody's neck or something like that, it's a motherfucking rare. You know what I mean? It's over because the only way to, unzip a zip tie is to cut the motherfucker so they don't open and close like, motherfuckers got you thinking and shit. Now, when we talking about this Ali Muhammad nigga and all his bullshit that he's saying, you know what? The motherfucker told everybody that they put a motherfucking zip tie around Kenneka's neck and they put a bag over her face to asphyxiate her. Now, this motherfucker claiming to be a doctor and all of that bullshit, but what you got to understand is if a motherfucker put a zip tie around your neck, that's going to start asphyxiation right there. Why the fuck you need to put a bag over their head if they can't breathe from their motherfucking neck being cut off? You know what I mean? This is the type of bullshit that I'm saying y'all got to be watching out for when these motherfuckers get to talking slick and trying to sell books and shit and making money off of this girl's name, putting out a bunch of bullshit. I'm just here to let you motherfuckers know what a motherfucking zip tie does, and we got this motherfucking tube here, right? We gonna go in on and put this motherfucking zip tie right here tight on the tube, right? Like around somebody's neck and shit. And that's it. This motherfucker ain't going nowhere. You can't get it off. So if you put a zip tie on somebody's neck, that's it. It's over. That's going to cut off the circulation. So if they put a zip tie around her neck to choke her, why would they put a plastic bag over her face if she can't breathe because the air supply is being cut off from her motherfucking neck, nigga? You see, motherfuckers like this, y'all got to cut all that bullshit out and get down to the real specifics of the case, not this sensational bullshit that this nigga's trying to sell y'all, and I just don't like bullshit when I hear it, that's why I had to break this whole motherfucking zip tie shit down to y'all. But that's how this shit go down. I'm on these motherfuckers, I'm saying? We gonna be chopping that bullshit down that they saying. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's how motherfucking zip tie worked. It wasn't no bag involved. It wasn't no zip tie around a motherfucking neck and all that bullshit. Nigga talking about people walking around with zip ties and they already looped. Once you lock a zip tie, it's locked. You got to cut that motherfucker. When you buy zip ties, they come already straight in the motherfucking bag. You know what I'm saying? But, I just hope that this is enough, evidence and demonstration for you that this motherfucker don't know what the fuck he talking about. You can't reinstall zip ties and all that bullshit unless you go through certain things. There is a way to do it, but
Man, you know what it sound like to me? It sound like that man is an expert when it comes to zip ties. Cause he looking at zip ties as a weapon. Bruh, nobody would never think of get a zip tie and already have a loop in it and walk behind somebody and put it over their motherfucking head and yank that zip tie. Cause once that zip tie lock around your neck, no matter how hard you try to grip it and grab it, it is locked. And this ain't going nowhere. And you could just basically just watch that person basically just strangle to death. If that's why the photos look the way that Kenneka hand was around her neck, basically trying to grab the grip tie, and she had a plastic bag around her neck, and that's how it got caught on the nails. This sounds like a killer to me, Jack. You see what I'm saying? Man, this sound like bruh been doing this with zip ties, bruh. He needs to be investigated. This what a killer sound like to me, bruh. I'm from the hood. I know why he making the fun of talking about zip. Because I remember Dr. Ali mentioning it. Miss Teresa mentioned it so many ways. Even I have questioned the YouTuber even mentioned the zip ties. Then look at them.
So what we have here is a motherfucking zip tie, right? This is a motherfucking zip tie. Now he talking about people can zip and unzip zip ties, which is a bunch of bullshit because, I'm going to explain it to you right now.
That's why the police had to cover her neck, because it's going to leave literature marks around her neck. And if you look at Kenneka had an agitated look on her face, it might Miss Teresa for maybe the girl has zip ties around the neck. Do that make sense? Thumb me up if that make a lot of sense. Because check this out. if you got all of this going on with Zip Tie, then you got them toting the body. The news is questioning Nora about this because they calling Nora on the phone. We just seen text messages. We didn't got no audio calls. Shit, at some point in time, they gonna be on the phone talking. Cause when they was sending the text message basically telling me they finna meet up. Cause once they start meeting up, all the text messages stop. So when the text messages stopped, they was all together. And when they separated each other, that's when they started texting each other, bruh. Man, let me pull these crime scene photos up right quick. Let me just show you some crime scene photos of Kenneka. Start off with this video. Now this would make sense. Now look, I got this and check this out. Remind y'all of this. I got all the receipts that's finna point at one song. I mean, not this. Hold on. Now look. If you match this how she got in the freezer. Match this when they carry her out the room, right? Boom, 149. Think about the text messages. That's when the text message was started. Yeah, I'm ready to go too. It looked like his D little, right? So they started text messaging again. That's how they would left her in the freezer. Cause look at one song. Watch this.
Now in detail, since a guy like him, can't even understand how a fucking zip tie works. So, we gonna break this bullshit right on down. Now, y'all see here is a zip tie. He's saying that, somebody put one around Kenneka's neck and he could see people carry him and all that bullshit. But this is how a zip tie works, ladies and gentlemen. See, you take it here, right? And then you just go ahead on and you slide the motherfucker through just like that. This is a smaller zip tie. But as you can see, you hear this? Okay, those are the locks in the zip tie. Now, you can't unlock a motherfucking zip tie, you see. I'm yanking on this motherfucker all kind of ways. You can't unlock a motherfucking zip tie. So, once you get a zip tie, like, tight around somebody's neck or something like that, it's a motherfucking rare.
Man, I won't be surprised because this was check this out. Y'all remember it was a burnt plastic in the oh boy, he just made me thought about something. Hold up, gang. Oh man, he just made me thought about something. I got to pull the crime scene photos up. Hold on, y'all. Which I need. Hold on. I need the death photo. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to pull up the death photo. Now, they always be. Uh-oh, I got one good one. Hold on. I got one good one. Now I want y'all to look at this shit. Now y'all see that? The girl is reaching for the neck. And that's how a person would die. Watch this. If you die trying to grab something that's choking you, you're gonna die that way. So just imagine when Kenneka was face down. Look at it like this. Now look at it like this. Damn, I need a good photo, bruh. Let me go to the website right quick, gang. Hold on. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Now look, just look at the crime scene photos. She got her arm around her neck, right? Right? Man, I want her laying face down. Check this out. They could have, if zip ties were played, and if it was certain, if she had zip ties around her neck and you found burnt plastic, that means that's another way to get rid of the murder weapon. Cause it's plastic and you ain't got to do nothing but just, you know what I'm saying, set it on the fire cause it's just gonna melt. Cause you can just see the drippings all in the freezer. Somebody said something because that's what I seen, plastic. I'm thinking nigga come from trash bag. I was like, well, why would they burn a trash bag? I was like, that won't make sense. But it'll make a lot of sense to burn a zip tie. So now look. A hand around her neck. And she's still gonna have her hand around her neck as she lay on her side. That's a cold way to have put a zip tie somebody around somebody's neck and they probably, you know, because you can look at it like this here. That could be one of the reasons why, you know what I'm saying, her clothes so dirty. If they put a zip tie around her neck, she'll be swarming a little bit. You know. But go back to this.
You know what I mean? It's over because the only way to, you know, unzip a zip tie is to cut the motherfucker so they don't open and close like you know, motherfuckers got you thinking and shit. Now, when we talking about this Ali Muhammad nigga and all his bullshit that he's saying, you know what? The motherfucker told everybody that they put a motherfucking zip tie around Kenneka's neck and they put a motherfucking
Now look, if y'all see how, look at it, you see how he got the zip tie already looped? Just imagine you had a long one and you got it in that same loop and sneak up behind somebody and put it around their neck and yank it, it's over with. You could basically yank it and once it locked in, you ain't got to do nothing but just bag up. Cause now your victim finna be focused in to getting that zip tie. They ain't trying to fight you no more. They trying to fight the zip tie. Boy, that's a cold murder there. Boy, that's a cold murder there, bro. He got gloves on, so he used to wearing gloves. He's sitting in the car. You know what I'm saying? You sitting in the car with zip ties in the car? Only people I know that carry zip ties is goddamn it. Shit, handymans and police officers and criminals. So if you ain't no handyman and if you ain't no police officer, what is you doing with zip ties? Don't that make sense?
around Kenneka's neck, and they put a bag over her face to asphyxiate her. Now, this motherfucker claiming to be a doctor and all of that bullshit, but what you got to understand is if a motherfucker put a zip tie around your neck, that's going to start asphyxiation right there. Why the fuck you need to put a bag over their head if they can't breathe from their motherfucking neck being cut off? You know what I mean? This is the type of bullshit that I'm saying y'all got to be watching out for when these motherfuckers get to talking slick and trying to sell books and shit and making money off of this girl's name, you know, putting out a bunch of bullshit. You know, I'm just here to let you motherfuckers know what a motherfucking zip tie does, you know, and you know, we got this motherfucking tube here, right? We gonna go in on and put this motherfucking zip tie right here tight on the tube, right? Like around somebody's neck and shit. And that's it. This motherfucker ain't going nowhere. You can't.
Man, this man heard crazy. He said, man, when you land on somebody's neck and you can force this on somebody's neck and put it over there. He sound like a killer to me, bro.
Can't get it off. You know, so if you put a zip tie on somebody's neck, that's it. It's over. That's going to cut off the circulation. So if they put a zip tie around her neck to choke her, why would they put a plastic bag over her face if she can't breathe because the air supply is being cut off from her motherfucking neck, nigga? You see, motherfuckers like this, y'all got to cut all that bullshit out and you know, get down to the real specifics of the case, not this sensational bullshit that this nigga's trying to sell y'all, you know, and I just don't like bullshit when I hear it, you know, that's why I had to break this whole motherfucking zip tie shit down.
Purchase your tracks today.
Man, y'all see this? I was watching some prison video and this guy was describing his favorite way to murder people. He would get a giant cable tie and sneak up behind people and zip tie their necks while he would run away while the people choked to death. Man, it's a cold game to play there, Jack. So now look.
Down to y'all. But you know, that's how the shit go down. You know, I'm on these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be chopping that bullshit down that they saying. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's how motherfucking zip tie worked. It wasn't no bag involved. It wasn't no zip tie around a motherfucking neck and all that bullshit. Nigga talking about, you know, people walking around with zip ties and they already looped. Once you lock a zip tie, it's locked. You got to cut that motherfucker. You know, when you buy zip ties, they come already straight in the motherfucking bag. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just hope that this is enough, you know, evidence and demonstration for you that this motherfucker don't know what the fuck he talking about. You can't reinstall zip ties and all that bullshit unless you go through certain things. There is a way to do it, but you know, it involves too much, and you're gonna leave too.
Cause when I'm looking, you man, look, I know zip tie, bro, man. Cause we keep them look. Cause when I worked in the kitchen, we use zip ties. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep. We use zip tie too. We got the long johns, the short johns. They come in all different types of sizes. You know what I'm saying? You can use zip tie for any damn thing. Nobody would never think about a murder when it comes to a zip tie. And then look, so when you got this going on with this, guess what time he gonna say she died? Watch what time he say she gonna die. Want it? Check this out. This just to show you the real deal. Won't this prove if he said she died between the hours of 12 and 1 o'clock? Do the footage support that with this?
Hey, amigo, you okay? Yeah. All that shit that everybody, that's the shit that was pissing me off, because that social media shit, it clogged everybody head up. They thinking, oh, this what happened. Nah, that ain't what the fuck happened. Like, they like, oh.
But how come in them videos it look
like? She got
like...
a friend that work here. I'm the only black motherfucker.
I know for a fact that her friend didn't work here, because I watched another video she made. She said she worked at like a hospital or something like that.
Yeah.
But how come it looked, okay, in the security cameras, how come there was multiple red boxes and there was only her walking through? Like, it was detecting another person walking. And then how come they took forever to release the videos and shit? Why wouldn't they just...
Dumb as hell because they didn't have enough evidence. Was nothing but because when you go to the real, what they give me to it? When you go like to the real video, they show people the video. When they interrogate it, it's not no boxes. Like.
So who messed with the videos?
You got people who good as fuck fucking with the video. Like when they was
Who's fucking with the videos and shit?
Undercover people, like just basically not even detectives, like motherfuckers. Conspiracy people.
Hey, Mike, can you check the ice machine on the 10th floor? It's not working.
So far as in this hotel probably being affiliated, well, not the hotel, but the owner probably being affiliated with that traffic, that Oregon traffic shit, that's probably true. But
you know the owner?
The owner, you ain't gonna see him, he's Jewish. He's Jewish, which I
Oh yeah, he's definitely selling organs and shit. Oh my god. Well, every little noise in this hotel scares me. Like, I feel like everything's a camera. And then you walking behind me and shit when I'm in the basement, I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna push me into a private room. It's over
what
with.
It is that there's people that's coming here. The police would have been heavy on y'all. We have police heavy around here, but
I just wanted to see for myself, like, how did she, I don't understand how she walked into a freezer.
she walked in a drunk actions. Because
So even when it was cold, she didn't turn around. So she just felt the cold and was just like, oh yeah, let's lay in here.
Even I had to think about that shit when I get home. When motherfuckers be off drugs, they be sweating.
How was her shoe off and shit?
They be hot.
Her shoes were off. And then there was multiple lip glosses, so I thought.
So when I think about what he's saying now and how the way the dude broke down the zip tie, look what Little Meat gonna say. Now he worked there, so he gonna know something about the freezer incident. And listen to what he said about the freezer incident. He said, yeah, she walked in there actually, but look, we know she was carried in there, but the girl was still gonna be alive, right? And check this out. Do it sound like they were saying, oh, they thought she was dead? So if they thought she was dead, that means somebody had to finish her. So what if the finishing move was the zip tie? Zip tie around her neck while she was in the freezer, and that's probably why she would be, swarming around a little bit. That could be possible. That could be possible. And then he stated and telling her, yeah, she was messing herself up in the freezer. Now I want y'all to listen. Is that possible? That could have happened too?
I just wanted to see for myself, like, how did she, I don't understand how she walked into a freezer.
She walked in a drunk actions. Because
so even when it was cold, she didn't turn around. So she just felt the cold and was just like, oh yeah, let's lay in here.
Even I had to think about that shit when I get home. When motherfuckers be off drugs, they be sweating.
How was her shoe off and shit?
They be hot.
Her shoes were off. And then there was multiple lip glosses, so I thought,
yeah, that too.
Who
That's
put
what
her?
had me fucked up. They said, but like I said, I think it was a friend. Is anybody's gonna jeopardize their job? Hell no. Everybody that work here, no, ain't nobody gonna.
I just feel like it's weird because, like, they took so long to, like, release videos.
Yeah, because they didn't have enough. What it was, what I told them.
How did they not have enough evidence though? Security cameras is so hard. It's so easy to bring her mom in there.
Think about that. We're not gonna release no videos, but we gotta investigate this. We gotta see where she at. We gotta rewind all the way back to see who the friends was. Shit, they thought I was with her. Hell no, I went with that girl. I went with her at all.
So you were working that night?
Oh,
She
yeah,
died.
At 5:30. She died like around 1 or 12.
Hell no, they had security with her walking at 3.
In the morning?
Yeah.
But she died at 4.
See, you don't know. That's it.
No. Whatever time she died, that's when she died. Was I here? Hell no. Was I here the day that they checked in? Yeah. But she wasn't here yet. They said she came around nighttime. But the thing was, when you fucking with guys, the niggas that they was fucking with, the friends she didn't even barely knew, she didn't know none of them females.
You can't get in trouble for talking to me about this.
If you don't let me fucking know.
Who am I run my mouth to?
You know the one that's carpet, now fucking with you. Nah, but
Great, you're gonna roll me up in the carpet.
nah, he too thick to get in. You bad as hell. Where you from?
Not here.
Where you from, Miami?
No, Rockford.
Rockford. Everybody in Rockford look like you? God.
No.
Damn.
That's it.
I need to go to Rockford. Fuck Chicago.
You know.
For real. Why you down here?
Cause I wanted to see.
Oh my God.
For real.
Everybody want to come down here and see. Not
So basically, if you add his narrative, cause the police, check this out. This all at one song. This how you finna catch everything up, because this what they was doing before the staff got involved. This what Mitchell Reese and them got to cover up before the staff got involved. Look what was going on at one song before the staff got involved. Boom, once the staff got involved, if you take Little Me story, like, yeah, she walked in there actually, and he talking about that's what he seen on the video. But just say he was there and he saw it with his own eye. She was in the freezer, fucking herself up, trying to get out of there, zip tied around her neck, and you know what I'm saying, squirming, you know what I'm saying, in the freezer, and everybody basically sat there and watched. Then you got him breaking the zip tie down.
Too much evidence behind when you start fucking around with shit like that. And one more thing. If they put a zip tie around Kenneka Jenkins' neck, right, you mean to tell me that they took the motherfucking time to push her head? This motherfucker one more time, you know, and I'm gonna give y'all a real dramatization of what, you know, what's going on. They're gonna call this motherfucker right here zip tied too. Now, what we got here is a black dial, because, you know, motherfucker saying he did that to a black dial on camera. Get out of here with that bullshit, because I know how you motherfuckers fucking around. My motherfucking daughter got all that shit, you know. So we gonna use this Monster High motherfucker, right? And we got this here, we got you know, representing the zip tie, and of course we got a motherfucking joystick representing all the game these motherfuckers been running on you guys. So, you know, we gonna get into what I call the hoodie effect in the, you know, the whole case, you know, involving the zip tie. You know, just don't make, you know, forensic sense, anatomical sense, none of that bit. The shit just don't make no sense. But what we gonna do, right? We gonna take old Monster Dime, you know, and this is what we.
Now watch this. This is gonna be exactly how Kenneka was found in the freezer, bruh. When she was laid on her back. Bruh. Man, I wish I could see the full video, bruh, instead of this being cropped out. When she was laid, check this out, before they messed with her hair. When she was laid, when they had her hair covered up her head, she had a zip tie. Her hair was caught in the zip tie like this.
We have here, right? We got the news. It was the struggle. They put the you know, John on, and you see how her hair went? That's called the hoodie effect, because, you know, the zip tie is around her whole neck and the hair. You see how it was bunched up like that? That.
Boom! Boom! And that's why it's another reason to tamper. That's why they had to cut Kenneka hair. That's why they had to cut Kenneka hair, bro. Look at this.
That's how the motherfucking picture would look, but it's not like that. These motherfuckers is telling you that they put the whole zip tie around their hair, pulled the motherfucking thing out. They was so nice, and then it just left it just like, it's just a bunch of bullshit. So, you know, that is how you break shit down. And if any of these motherfuckers get into a courtroom, they want to do this type shit to you and break you down and say, where'd you get that bullshit? And you can't tell them off some motherfucker off YouTube. So if I can break this shit down, just this simple, imagine what these motherfuckers gonna do to y'all in court. You see, you motherfuckers is gonna play around and keep fucking around and get a defamation suit, with all that bullshit you're doing. Me, I don't know what happened in the case, but it's like this. If the young lady couldn't find her way out of a perfectly lit hotel, she couldn't find her way out of the hotel. I mean, how do you guys expect her to know her way out of a dark freezer, which she's never been in? You guys simplifying it like all she had to do was, hit the button. If you ain't never been in a walk-in freezer, you don't know how to hit no motherfucking button. On top of that, you keep, not mentioning that she was intoxicated, willfully or not willfully, by something that, the broad just couldn't, think straight. It's a bad deal, but I don't know what happened in the case, but what I do know is a lot of bullshit going on this internet, and we cutting it all down. People, we back up in this motherfucker, right? Now, I just got finished watching this motherfucking broad named Beach Beauty 35, and she on this Kenneka Jenkins.
So now it go back to Beach Beauty and Straight Drop now. So when you think about what Straight Drop and them talking about, it was a struggle at the freezer. Bruh, y'all look. Look, check this out. You think about all that what Beach Beauty said, what happened to Kenneka, what Straight Drop all said in the beginning that happened to Kenneka, then Miss Teresa praising him. Grumpy Dog, thank you, Grumpy Dog, for helping me on the Kenneka Jenkins case.
Can't get, but I just heard some wild shit that this broad just said, right? Check me out. The broad comes on, right, and she goes on and says some shit like, watch this, little 6-second video of Kenneka and the other broad in the bathroom and shit, right? First motherfucking thing she says is, that's not Kenneka right there, right? Then the broad takes a motherfucking screenshot and start doing all this wow shit with it, right? And then the broad goes on and says, motherfucking Lenny and Squiggy from motherfucking Laverne and Shirley creeped in the motherfucking bathroom with zip ties and bags and shit and just started strangling motherfuckers. I mean,
Oh, so would that go back to this? The image of them killing you is stuck in my head. So that means if Shamaya was taking, if you read French K letter, that means if Shamaya was taking her to the staff members, Little Meat would know about it. What? You see what I'm saying? And then they mentioned the Lenny. Hold on.
this shit's getting crazy. I mean, I'm watching this motherfucker, and the broad goes, Lenny and Squiggy creeps up in the motherfucking bathroom looking around like, we're gonna do it, and start choking motherfuckers. I'm like, what? You motherfuckers think I'm playing?
And that's probably why one of the reasons why Lenny turned the cameras off. You see what I'm saying? That's why Lenny turned the cameras off, bruh.
Y'all go check out this blog, Beach Beauty 35, and you gonna laugh your motherfucking ass off. The bullshit continues. I'm gonna keep cutting this shit down. You are... we about to get into these motherfuckers out here, trying to make money off of this Kenneka Jenkins case and all that. And we gonna get straight into it. You got this broad, kickball 420. This broad done had the sniffles for about, 9 months and she can't even get rid of her mouth looking like a motherfucking jack-o'-lantern and all that bullshit. And, you got this other motherfucker straight dropping bullshit because, that's all this motherfucker does.
So he knows Straight Drop on that footage. And Straight Drop got exposed on that footage, and the way that he acted, man, dude was there that night, bro. Dude was there that night, bro. Cause he going against everybody that had a role that played into it. Cause every YouTube that was beefing is the people that was there. You see what I'm saying? Then I'm glad that you mentioned Dr. Ali. Cause even Dr. Ali's story is similar to him. That's the cold part about it. Everybody's story is similar. It's basically the same until once the information got put out, they just twisted a little bit to get everybody off, be like, oh, whatever I just said, it was just conspiracy theory. They told us the truth and changed it to a conspiracy theory.
He just be straight dropping bullshit, and when the broad Kate 420. Now I'm going to rap to you because I'm a black man. You was a little white broad. We already done lost, one black girl in this tragedy, and meth mouth ass sitting up here trying to implicate more black children into this, this here thing here. You sitting up here putting their names and all of their information out there, and this motherfuckers out here that's more crazier than the motherfuckers following you, and that could possibly put them in some type of hurt, harm, or danger, and your ass sitting up there ain't even worried about it. Like I told you. We lost one black girl in this little tragedy or whatever, and you trying to implicate more to have us losing more black people. It's white broads like you that sit up there and they sit there and act like, they know more than the niggas, I'm sitting up here. This is how the broad talk. Check me out, yo. I'm putting cases on all these motherfuckers out here. The broad be like, I'm K4, and you guys, the Kenneka case is going on, and I had a whole 8-ball to myself, and you guys know I can sniff a whole brick of coke in just 5 minutes, and I've been working on the case. Sit your ass down. I'll put cases on your ass. Now, we got this other motherfucker now this motherfucker's crazy because I don't even know what the fuck he be saying half the time. I can't watch the motherfucking videos because all that shit sideways, the mother straight dropping bullshit, this motherfucker sitting up there, he on to this how this motherfucker talk, y'all. Check it out. The Kenneka Jenkins everything's sideways, But if it's sideways, I'll figure that out. You turn your computer sideways and you see everything. Like, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga? I can just imagine these two motherfuckers in court, the motherfucker, bailiff come on over to swear the motherfuckers in, and Kate Ball, she get to running off with these motherfucking run-off sentences and shit. The world be like, Kate, for a Kate Ball, you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I'm going to work on the case, and if you guys can give me an 8-ball of coke or, a spoon so I can cook up a little bit of meth, it's the Kenneka case. I'm putting cases on you, broad. Answer the question. I'm going to do it, yeah. Hey, straight drop bullshit, nigga. You
I'm
swear
sorry,
to tell the whole
this
truth and
video
nothing but the truth?
is...
Yeah. I was on that.
Now watch this. Now look, Miss Teresa been going to court with the same judge for a while. When she filed the lawsuit in Dorothy Brown court, that civil suit for the 50 mil, did y'all know she was in Dorothy court years ago trying to get Kenneka money what her daddy left her. Kenneka had to been 13, round about 13 and 14, round about that time. So check this out. Here go proof of documents. Dorothy Brown, right? The same Dorothy Brown judge that opened the lawsuit on the Kenneka death case. She also was the judge in the a guardianship custody over the money and Kenny money over the states where they daddy left them. Is that strange? You see what I'm saying? Now look. So then you got Beach Beauty helping Straight Drop, a sucker that was there. So you know Beach Beauty got to help Straight Drop, so Straight Drop won't get exposed.
Basically, to try to help Straight Drop out. Okay. I know he just put a video up. I guess it was today. I just saw it. He was wanting to know, you know, like when people go down that hallway off from the lobby. Let's see. Okay. He was wanting to know when people go out that hallway from the lobby over here. Okay, over here to the side.
Hold on.
He's wanting to know like where the stairway is and stuff like that. Okay, to how they get down there because there's no camera. Okay. Now to answer the question, all right.
Hold on.
These people, when they go down here and they end up on that stairway.
Trying to find it.
All right, here, I'm gonna show you this. Okay.
Good morning, DJ Drum Major from 919 News back with another update, man. What's happening? I wake up and I
So
see
now
people
look.
going crazy. This video has surfaced last night saying that Kenneka Jenkins being put in the freezer, like she being.
So if you peep out Straight Drop video, right? Look. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go to it. This is why they got mad at Straight Drop. Cause of this video right here. This video. Look, cause keep this in mind. This what I just recently learned about what Miss Teresa said. It's a camera above the freezer. She was talking about this camera. Cause before they cropped this out, this would show you clear how she would have got in the freezer. It's a cooler though, right here. They cropped it out the footage. So this what Straight Drop did. Straight Drop went downstairs. Well, look, he got the footage from downstairs kitchen because it's the same layout. So all he did was show somebody getting ice out the machine, and he recorded it with his phone, made it look like it was a struggle going on. But if you look at it the way that I'm looking at it right now, only thing, if it was the struggle above the freezer, this camera would have saw it in right here. This the freezer though the lawyer was talking about. And they investigated this freezer. So now look. So when they cropped it out, you won't see who opened the door and who drug anybody in here. Because they basically cropped it. You see what I'm saying? So look, boom. Everything with Straight Drop was saying, he was basically probably was saying what would happen right here. And it would make sense that You got to have a reenactment, have a Kenneka lookalike to walk back her. Because that's when the police finna move her and put her in the freezer. That's why Mitchell Reason said, show me that camera above the freezer. They made us think focus back her. That's probably why they edited like this, so we can make it look like somebody grabbing her and it's a struggle right here. But the whole time, the struggle could have been right here in this cooler, like what the lawyer said. And then you got Straight Drop saying this shit.
Getting choked out, like people are picking her up and stuffing her in the freezer. He actually said it's another girl behind her somewhere too. But if you actually go and look at the video a little better, got it on my TV so you can see it a little better, and I enhanced it through a forensic video analysis application too. But this is the video right here that Straight Drop posted. You can tell that it's not somebody actually back there, but from this original video, it does look like Kenneka, somebody being strangled in a corner. I'm gonna go ahead and play what he posted. Straight Drop News posted this last night.
Right there, she's grabbing him, trying to get it. He just choking her to death.
See, he said she's getting choked to death right there, man. But fortunately, he released a better quality of the same video that he was talking about, which is right here. I ran it through a couple forensic filters, man, just so we can see it a little better. Same one right here, okay? Let that camera pan back to the left. All right, you see them back there? That's definitely just an ice machine. Pay attention to that guy's hand movement, okay? You see that white stuff fall down? That's definitely just an ice machine, man. You always got to do your research before you come out and just say stuff, because this case already got so much confusion in it as it is. So I just want to make sure y'all know the truth from what I see it. And that does not appear to be anybody back there being picked up, put into the freezer, or anything of the sort, okay? You see him dropping the ice? Definitely just an ice maker, man. But that big black guy, man, who showed up, who is he? Because I think he might be the guy that showed up in the lobby. You remember he ran up to Mo.
So look, only thing what Straight Drop was doing, he was using this footage for an example to explain what really happened in this kitchen, in this cooler. Because look, watch this. Now watch how this finna make sense, gang. Watch how this finna make sense. Cause once you go back to the Amanda Morgan, you got to go to her.
I'm finna show y'all something.
Same
I
kitchen.
need y'all to share my shit. Share my shit right now. How I'm supposed to write the thing on here? You supposed to did it before.
So look, when they show the video, they gonna show people gonna be right here, but they gonna be going this way. Not that way, but this way. Got him.
You did it, but just tell them. Look, just share my shit, y'all. Just share my shit. This shit. Share my shit right now. I'm finna show y'all something that y'all ain't even pay attention to in this girl video. Share my shit right now. They ain't pay attention good enough. Come right here. Let me show them. Y'all see? Look, I can't even see. It's too bright. Turn your camera around. Hold on, y'all. That is. Just stop seeing it. Come on, we finna just look, y'all. No, look, y'all. Y'all finna see this man. Y'all don't see that. Finger right there. My hand already pointing. Y'all don't see that. Do it again. Do it again. And you finna see that yes and hard. Y'all don't see that man standing behind her right there. It's look, y'all. People. Look. It's a dude right there, y'all. Put your finger right here. It's a dude right there, y'all.
And they going straight in that direction. Look, ain't they going straight to where the cooler doors at, gang? This a camera, can we all agree? This camera would have caught all of this. What Straight Drop would have said, Amanda said, and all this Candy Star and 54 Keys talking about a struggle in the kitchen. It's all right here. They just threw the location off. They threw the location off. So boom.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, do it again. It's finna go. This another. This the same one. Look. You finna see the two people. Y'all finna see these people right here behind her. Put it on the camera. That's you. Y'all don't see them people standing back there. You ain't showing it right, Rap. No, it's too much light on your thing. See, let me do it. Cause you ain't doing it right. Bitch, that's the motherfucking thing.
Please remember the coffee cup?
Like, that's the camera, yo.
So now look, check this out. Remember the cup? That's why a coffee cup gonna be here, and that's why it's gonna have blood around the coffee cup. That's why it's gonna have blood around the coffee cup. So that means nobody at the party had this coffee cup. So this was a staff member that was in here in the kitchen. Look, and not forget, it's pillows in this office here. Check this out. One thing I learned about this, right? Guess what? Y'all want to know what this kitchen actually used for? It's not no kitchen how the way they got y'all thinking. Yeah, this is a kitchen. It looked like a kitchen, but it's a private area on the other side. So if you got a private area on the other side, this why you got buffets set up back here. Because when they come in the ball, when they come out that little private room, they come in this kitchen and get any kind of, it's a buffet. They go to get the food right here. You see what I'm saying? Or they could use this as a break room. You know, or they can have this food set up when people go on break. They can come in there and get some food. This ain't no kitchen you will see a chef cooking. They ain't even got no tables in here for you to even prep your food. You see what I'm saying? Look at this kitchen. And the coldest game they said, the reason why the kitchen look like this, the reason why you don't see no stoves and no appliances in there, because it was up under construction. Man, this shit was never up under construction. Now y'all get it?
Your camera, bitch, from your phone. I was recording off your phone. Damn.
That's why Miss Teresa would like show the real tapes.
Yeah, yours up too high.
Show me that camera above the freeze.
You see two people right there. All right, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Just let it sit right there. Look, y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see dude right here, y'all. So y'all don't see dude on that reflection on that thing. Do that shit.
So, and if that case, and if that's Bree, that's why Bree said, oh, did they put my friend in the trash bag? Shemaya saying the image of them killing you stuck in my head. Then you got Irene, Susan, Charlo talking about, that video was on tape. And when I watched it, I must have threw up everything inside me. Then you got people in the room telling me, I didn't mean to kill her. And then you got them toting her out the room round about that time. Right? Then that's why Miss Teresa and them had to be like, well, look, we don't want nobody to know what happened in the room, so let's upload these videos and match it with the time and make it look like everybody was still partying chill. There go Kenneka right there. She good. Then boom. That's why the police were talking about, yeah, they was in the hallway on the 9th floor. They said Kenneka met up with two friends. Said nothing about her coming out the room. So look what be going on one summer. Shemaya and them told her out that room. They took her somewhere where the staff at, and they re-entered the room, leaving Jenkins, not in the hallway, but with staff. Then when they returned, she was no longer present. So that means when they came back, she wasn't in the same location where they took her. You see what I'm saying? So when they can't just think about it, damn, boy, where she at? I don't know where she is. You know what I'm talking about, man? Look. And then, boom, during the morning hours, the family reported her missing. Now they said this is on September the 10th. Look how they tried to manipulate the date on her. This supposed to be the night. Because that's when they reported her missing on the night, right? In the evening, afternoon. But they put this at the 10th to match the narrative. So the police returned to the hotel and began to search the ground for the deceased. That's how the police was up there, bro. So boom. Hold up. That's why Shamaya would be taking police statements on September the 9th, 2017 at 4:15 in the morning. Well, they picking up her mama at 4:15 because her mama from the west side because they got Shamaya at the police station. Now this at 4 something in the morning. Think about what Mitch Teresa said, I got the call at 4:34. Boom. Now look at this person these people out. Sadly, I had to give this hotel 1 star. I stayed there in the past and I had a great time. But the staff this year have been beyond rude at the front desk. Marsha, Eric, and Yusina Garcia. Some of the rudest hotel guest agents. I want to know why she counting them by name. You mean tell me you remember these person by names? So you really just made a post about these people because you just know what these people got going on. Right? So she telling her bad experience with these people. So that's why they need a video round 2 and 3 something to show her she was still in the room. That's what Mitch recently needed the world to believe she was still in the room round 1 some and 2 some chilling. And when she came out the room, the hotel must have to have something to do with it because they the one that did something to the body. Then you got Mike Tate talking about, first of all, my donors go back to the family. That's some foul shit. Motherfucker calling me saying they heard my voice arguing with one of my homies. I'm ready to go. He was ready to go just like they was all ready to go at the same time. Hold up. All these receipts finna show you at 1 song. Hold on, gang. Instead of 2 songs, look what be going on at 1 song. At 1 song, she was on the 9th floor by the room. At 1 song, Miss Teresa was notified. At 1 song, Captain Security have knowledge that Kenneka was in danger. You see what I'm saying? All of this at 1 song. Hold on, gang.
Again, Rap. Do that shit again. So y'all don't see that boy standing back there behind her, y'all. Watch him.
So let me show y'all this right quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, I got to find that joint. Oh, damn. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I got to find that job. Hold up.
Finna pop out.
Look, right there.
Look at that boy, that reflection off that thing. He running. Come on now.
And
y'all
then you
don't
finna
tell
see-
me y'all don't see dude on this camera.
Then you
So
finna
I'm
see two
tweaking.
people.
So y'all don't see nobody standing behind her in this doorway. Watch
You
this.
see the things going
Watch
on.
this. Watch this, y'all.
Look on there. You see them people back there on the
They
elevator.
look right there in that doorway. That's
There's two
somebody
people.
right there.
They jumped
That's
up and
somebody
rolled.
right there, y'all. Y'all
Look.
don't see that. Y'all don't see that shit.
Let me rewind that. Bitch, cause they see that shit, G. Whoever made this
So y'all
video,
don't see these people right here at
They
the back
see
of
them
this
two
girl.
people. They see
Somebody
them two
say
people.
something, comment. So y'all don't see these people that I'm seeing. Y'all don't see these people that I'm seeing. Look behind her.
and you see it on the elevator.
Look behind her.
Right there.
Now
You
look
see it.
behind this girl in the doorway. Y'all don't see them niggas right there. Watch, he finna jump out.
Right there.
Y'all don't see him. So y'all don't see
two
them.
niggas.
Y'all don't see
Two.
them niggas jumping out right there.
Two of them. Look at their ass right
Y'all
there.
don't see them people hopping out.
All right. Now y'all get the point what they would be doing in the kitchen, right? So now y'all get the point on this stuff, right? Boom. Okay. Now watch this. Her name came up when he came to the Kenneka Jenkins case for whatever strange reason, and she tied to Chicago too. All right. Watch this. Remind y'all, this September the 6th at 1:36. Now, let's keep this in mind. They also can alter tickets. If you look at 1:36 and Miss Reese at 1:36, right? Look what time a crime would be committed at 1 something in the morning. This could be one of those cover-ups. Then look, you got Irene talking about, bitch, I didn't put her in the freezer. Her dumb best friend did. Since y'all really want to did it, you know what I'm saying? Because the boy named Bernard Bradley. So she mentioned Bernard Bradley, right? We know T.Y. and them going to be down there. We know Man going to look how many families going to be down there. Then look how many staff members going to be down there. Little Meat. Then you got Grumpy Dog talking about Risco going to be down there with Zip Tie. And you got French K telling everybody, she and Risco turning the cameras off round about this time. So what you supposed to think like now? What it supposed to look like now? Then look, a staged crime scene. Then once you go to this, right? This gonna be exactly at Tucson. This Irene, Tucson, all meeting up at the kitchen. So this gonna be after the death. Then Miss Teresa said, when I tried to tell the world, they didn't believe me. So now I ain't gonna tell them nothing. So then you got Risco giving tapes. Lenny and Risco providing flash drives. Look at this. Tell me, do this hit different? Listen to what this lady said 6 years ago. That's why I kept all these receipts. Look, this lady said, I talked to the feds. He said that Kenneka's body was found in a trash bag by the police. The police removed the bag, then unthawed the freezer. Do they have footage of the person involved by the camera? By the camera over the freezer, which was working. Look, it was a cover up and an inside job. The mom ain't saying anything because she is going to get millions from the city of Chicago for the wrongful death. The feds then look, then Miss Teresa didn't even sue. Check this out. Miss Teresa didn't even sue the hotel for the wrongful death for Kenneka. She just sued the hotel for neglect. That's a big difference. So look, they even said the feds of Chicago telling her to keep her mouth shut and don't say nothing public about this case. All her case is closed. Inside job, peep how the sister is looking. The sister is the most upset, but the mom is so tired of being sad sometime going out. So now look, boom, you got all of this going on. Then you got this text messages that's leading back to Leonora at one song. Contact, it wasn't no contact made since after Kenneka phone. Lou will be going on at one song. The cameras cuts off at one song. Time skipping on the footage at 1 and 2 song. Right? Then guess what this report said? They said they said according to their friend, they left her at the room victim. Hold on, not this one. That ain't what I want to read. Not this one. Here goes Shemaya. We never left the room. We were standing by the door. We literally never left the 9th floor. Y'all see this? Well, now why y'all think she said we never left the 9th floor? The footage showing you left the 9th floor. Carrying her. And we would never walk out. She told me to go get her phone out the room. And that's what I did. So this statement basically gonna tell everybody she was still in the room. Then the Mitch Reed talking about, yeah, her body was found around about 10 some. Then you got to look like down her in the kitchen. Everybody know that ain't Kenneka, bro. Everybody know that's not her. So now look. Y'all remember Fact Check TV? Guess who Fact Check TV got aired out? I knew that Fact Check bitch was a body snatching for organs. She is from Las Vegas. But all in Chicago business. They went to DC trying to pay their way and got motel room for Andre and P. Rico, and then they couldn't see this phony fake body snatching bitch keep their distance so much, so not even acknowledge or say thank you. Now this girl going to trial, she going to trial for her supposed fiance who was murdered, but I bet he just knew her and got him killed. Guarantee CJ family doesn't even know Jasmine because Jasmine really a man. So what that's all about? So you gotta look at Fact Check TV. Monifa took the money. That's why Monifa talking about, you know what I'm saying? Rosemont this and Rosemont that. Didn't want us to say nothing. That's why Miss Teresa talking about, I believe those kids. They told me what happened to Kenneka. See what I'm saying? So now look. So So all of this just protecting Miss Teresa and them at one song. At one song. Cause look what will be happening in the room at one song, and when they carry her, that's what Lenny and that's what Lenny and Risco now got to come involved. Cause they not security. They providing the flash drive, so they got to be on the tapes. Hold up. Let me go to this video. Damn, bro. What the fuck going on, man? All right. Now, watch this video. Because all these videos, this person got receipts too. An old video that's going to help out in all this case, bro. The family filed a different report. All of this is putting Miss Teresa on blast. All of this is putting Miss Teresa on blast. She talk about, y'all remember what the lady said about the FBI? That's why Miss Teresa put the FBI in it. She did whatever the FBI told her to do. So boom. Hold up. Where that video I want to show? I showed that, John. Now, look what this will be saying that one song. Now, watch what this video is saying one song dealing with the staff gang. Dealing with the staff member. See, they got it all blurry on her. But if you look what they basically said what would happen to her around about one song, look, check this out. Look what they would be basically saying what happened there one. Man, it's too blurry. It's too blurry, gang. I got to find the other John. So, this where I'm getting at. Y'all remember Rashad Mitchell that made the post? Remind y'all when Rashad Mitchell, think about Rashad Mitchell Think about Rashad Mitchell gonna be with Mike them and Lil Wayne them. All these gonna be her brother friends. So boom. Let me go to this video. On September 9th, that's when they'll be cleaning out the pool round 3 and 4. You see what I'm saying? Because y'all got to realize, where did they actually take Kenneka to when they took her out the room? Don't nobody know. Right? It could have been to the pool area. It could have been to the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. That's all they gonna be talking about. The pool. Hold on, where that video with? Golly, man. I had all these jump pulled up. I think it's gonna be right up in her. Hold on, not this one. Where that goddamn video at? Y'all can go to this channel and watch all these videos. Cause basically all this exposing the mama. It's exposing Bree Neal. I'm trying to find that video. Zach TV respond to the threats online. This when J Money created his own Facebook group. Now he joined the group. He joined the Facebook group to tell everybody Miss Teresa had something to do with it. Hold on, where that John at? Hold on. Yeah. I got to find that junk game, but if you go back to this, then go to Miss Teresa's story, look how everything lines up.
Okay. Entering or exiting the building.
So that means she wasn't there, according to them.
According to them, she wasn't there.
Her daughter, Kenneka.
So we didn't see anybody in the elevator with her.
No, not in the videos, not that I saw. Did you guys see anything different? No, we didn't see anything with that. No.
Okay.
But again, so many conspiracy theories were being thrown out there.
Right.
So now, okay, so you're at the hotel, you find her. So when do they actually, from when you get to the hotel, when does the hotel finally find your daughter in the freezer?
Well, once I arrive, they finally found her after the third time of us coming in, me and my family coming up to the hotel begging for help.
Was missing in their hotel.
I gotta go to Zach John on this one. Let me go to Zach John. Now let me go to Zach TV. Listen to what he finna say at one song.
Was a weed.
Yeah. They exposed at one song.
Things like that. But
now tell me,
10, 30, 11,
check this out. Tell me, do all this make sense? So around 1:30, going on 2 o'clock, Monique and them towed her out the room, and once they came back, they needed Kenneka's phone and their keys. But they were still in the room for another 30 minutes. So they was in the room for another 30 minutes, and that's when they left out the room to go and realize Kenneka not in the hallway or where they left her at. So that means they carried her out the room. Assault happened in the room. for them to her to carry. And they took her somewhere in a hotel, went back to the room. Then once you got the because you got the Matthew Morgan video, even though it's edited, but they basically depicting what will be going on in the kitchen right there by the camera, that where you can see people entering out the cooler, and the Crown Plaza had to crop that out and show a reenactment of a Kenneka walking in the kitchen round 2 and 1. That is not Kenneka. That is not Kenneka. So when Mitch Reese was talking about the camera above the freezer, she did expose them. She really did expose them. But when she pointed the camera out, the lady was talking about the camera was in here, in this corner. And they threw everybody in the loop because everybody was shit. They took the camera down. Mitch Reese said, yeah, they took the camera down. So that's the best way to get up out that situation, is to crop it out and tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, make everybody believe we took the camera down. Right? So all that's gonna go around 1, something, 2, because check this out. So that means when they took her out the room, they went back and had the key, they got the keys and the phone now. So when they left out the room, they couldn't find her. So guess what they did? They went back to the room. What? And say, look, y'all, we really can't find Kenneka. And that's when they said, that's when everybody in the room came where? Downstairs. And guess what time that's going to be? At Tucson. At Tucson. They're going to fit right at 2:30. Then at right at 2:30, let's just say the girl going to be dead round 3 and 4, like I always said. Or probably a little bit earlier than that. That's when everybody going to be getting into it with the staff members. Because now you got a dead body in that giant. And then you got the manager cutting the cameras off. And then you're going to be worried to be like, well, shit, I ain't finna get caught up because y'all finna delete cameras and put us out there. Us out there like that? Nah. You see what I'm saying? So look.
Arrived at the party. So about around in the Chicago term, when you arrived to a party around that time, it was pretty dead. It's early, right?
Yeah, ain't want nobody there. I'm the host, so I'm waiting for everybody to come.
Okay. You went to the front desk. How did they greet you? Like, oh, hey. What?
No, they ain't greet us. They just looked at us walk past. Just see me walk past.
Was it a nasty look?
No, just a.
Hey.
Who are you people? Like,
okay.
Look.
Okay. Was that your first time ever going there?
Yeah, that's my first time ever. Ever like being there.
In the newspaper, in the article, I read that it was on the 9th floor. Is that a fact?
Yeah, that was the 9th floor.
It was on the 9th floor. What room number, you remember?
926.
Room number 926 on the 9th floor. So you coming off the elevator, are you making a left or a right?
When you come off the elevator, you make a right, and it's literally right there.
Oh,
right
okay. Right off the elevator. You come off the elevator, you made a right. Boom. What time you think it was when you started juking, jumping a little bit?
I say 2 o'clock, literally.
2 in the morning?
Because it just started like that. I just got there myself.
At a time.
That's why she said the party got started at Tucson. Everything already happened before that. So now look. This how you know her and Leonardo were working together. She needed Irene said, look. Irene said that's when the party got started. That's the TY live video. They're gonna show her in the room. That's the video Leonardo want everybody to believe she in the room. At this particular time, and you got Irene going along with it and got the narrative right.
30-11. So you straighten up.
People starting to rap slowly. Slowly, people started arriving. Then 2.
See that? Wasn't nobody arriving. Look what they was doing. Everybody was in the hallway. I mean, walking throughout the hotel. Let me show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you. Hold on, gang. Right here. Now listen to this. Look what will be going on in one song. Now this 104. Listen to what she's saying. In 104, what? What? Going on too?
Starting to rap slowly. Slowly people started to rap. Then 2 in the morning, that's when they got lit.
And most of these people that
told you, bruh, she going out with the footage with the wrong time stamp. So that means Leonora had to get her story together with Irene's story to make Miss Teresa, make Miss Teresa look like a grieving mother, brother. She don't know what happened to her own daughter. What if they were showing this at 2 o'clock? Look. You got her brother coming in with the same group of dudes. This at 113, 120. Don't show this. Kenneka ain't even out the room yet. He will be coming out. All of them are going to be heading world. This how Kenneka finna come out the room. Cause Bree come right back at 130 with another family member. At 140, look how she finna come out the room. Boom. So look, when Monifa came and walked through her and walked and got back on the elevators, look, when she walked and went on the elevator, this one time Kenneka actually came out the room. Round 150. Round 150. So look, she out the room now. So when she came out the room, boom. Look where everybody going. Watch this. Because wherever they took her, they didn't take her far. They didn't take Kenneka far at all when they brought her out there. So now this at 2 o'clock. So at 1:56, look what happened in 4 minutes. 2 o'clock. Now it's 2:30. Look where they going. 2:30. In the kitchen. There go Irene. We're going to stop it at 2:30. We got a chef in the kitchen, like the lawyer said, right? 2 something in the morning.
arrived because you put the flyer on Facebook via Facebook.
Yeah, via Facebook. And people bringing friends of friends. So. Okay,
and y'all from the west side of Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Around what area?
Jackson and West.
Where the T's at?
Yeah.
Shout out to the T's. I did a video before with the T's over there. Okay, so y'all okay, it's 2 in the morning. Everyone's coming.
I'm glad you mentioned the pool area, cause look, What if they showed the girl? What if they got her out the room, took her somewhere, and then when they did found her, they found her in the pool area. And that's why they got her carrying her to the kitchen that way. Coming, you know, they can either come from the room, you know, because she's still going to be carried. The same way they're going to find the body, the same way she's going to be carried out the room.
What time do you think Kenneka come around that time too?
Kenneka came. She called me, matter of fact.
Girl, I'm on my way.
Oh, this gonna be at 1-something in the morning. She should have never said that. If she called you, they gonna go back to the text messages. Cause that means she called you around 1-something. That means she was talking about she was ready to go. Boom. So that means boom. Look how everything went down at 1 o'clock.
She called me when she was downstairs. Like we downstairs, how you enter. And I told her.
Who she was with?
She was with her people, Maya. Shamaya, yeah.
Okay.
Maya.
She's with
Monifa.
She's with Maya and Monifa.
And Bree.
And Bree. Maya, Monifa, Bree, and Kenneka. Mm-hmm. They was all together. Mm-hmm. And Kenneka's mother car, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and this was shortly after 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when
this part not even 2 a.m. This part like, because they came when the party was dry. So like.
Now hold up, I'm glad that she mentioned Miss Teresa, cause guess what? Miss Teresa got caught up, cause I'm finna make everybody thumb me up. I'm finna show y'all Miss Teresa had 2 different cars. Watch this. I'm finna go to my watch later. Hold on. Where the other one there? Check this out. Y'all see that car? That's the car Kenneka would be driving. Watch this. And that's the car y'all notice. This is a car. This is a car. Miss Teresa got a truck. Look. She in the car. You see it, right? Let me go to the other one. I'm finna show, man, I thought I had it on my, man, I know I put it on my watch later, bro. I'm finna show y'all when she was in the car. This a car right here. So to keep this in mind, this a brand new car right here, right? That's after the, know what I'm saying? Hold on, what is, damn, bro, why every time when I try to find one particular video, I can't find the other? Hold on, y'all.
Hey, Live. I'm coming today to let y'all know that I won't be able to make it today because I'm just coming from a little surgery. I messed myself up, got a little infection in my chest, but I'm still blessed. And also I wanted to ask if it was possible that y'all do me a favor and what y'all do today, what y'all doing, the justice that y'all asking for, helping me ask for. I thank y'all. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. And could y'all do me a favor? For Kenneka, do it with peace.
Damn, bro. No, Man, see, I know I ain't tripping, bro, cause I had the video up. Here you go. Now look. She on her way to the protest. See that? She in another car with a sunroof in it. With a sunroof in that jump, bro. You see the sunroof? She got 2 different cars. You see what I'm saying? So when it came to y'all bring me my car, that was a lie. She got her own car. She got another car that she probably let Kenneka drive in, bruh. Miss Teresa got a truck like an SUV. So she got everybody fooled about. That's why she couldn't get up there in time, because she needed them to bring her car, bruh. This is a totally different car. Sunroof at the top. This when she was on her way to the protest. When they talking about Miss Teresa saw the video. So Miss Teresa had to go to the protest like, I ain't seen no video in another truck. But this a car trying to get sympathy in, try to make it look like this a car Kenneka was driving that night. Come on, bruh. So when you think about it, where was Miss Teresa at 1-something in the morning? At the hotel. And her truck is on video. Look, that's Miss Teresa's truck on the video dropping them off. Leonora got her own car. Hold up.
Oh, they came before.
Yeah, like they coming when the party dry.
Okay, so
they was already there.
So was that the video that the world seen on Facebook when they was in the washroom and?
Yeah, yep, that's the video that went viral.
It was Kenneka and who else?
Kenneka, Maya.
In the washroom in that video.
Oh, no, in the washroom that was Monifa and Kenneka in the video.
Okay, it was Monifa and Kenneka in the video. Okay, what time did the guys arrive?
I see. That's when the party got live around 2 something.
That's when it started busting.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody coming up. Oh yeah, we in here. West Side in here.
Yeah, we in here. Gonna get lit.
Because I hear y'all. Is it true? Is it the fact that y'all was playing some salsa?
Yeah.
Chief Key.
Yeah.
Turn the party up.
Yeah.
Did y'all happen to play some Finisa?
Nah, we ain't even played that. I forgot all about that.
Okay. So y'all started getting live. What made you take your cell phone and go live?
Me personally, I always want to laugh. Anywhere, anytime. I'm going to laugh. That's what I do. But since Facebook blocked me, I just go live off other page.
So you weren't even on your page?
No, I was on Monique's page live.
Okay, you went on Monifa's page.
And I tagged myself.
And you tagged yourself, so it automatically went to your page.
Yeah.
So not all your friends and followers saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So they like, okay, they had a party. It's busting. Let us make our way down there.
Right.
Just it's a marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Just to get more people here.
Let everybody know, look at it. It's busting.
It's busting. It's busting at the party. Boom. Throughout the entire video, and we're going to talk about different marks, 208, 307, things like that. But throughout the entire video, you mainly kept the camera on yourself. Why is that to you?
Because I was half X. You barely see me looking at the camera. I'm trying to get the phone to work steady.
Someone's talking, speaking something.
I'm like, I told you, dumbass.
I don't want to hear that shit. I want to get to the good part, how she came out the room.
There.
Yeah.
So it wasn't another room, or was people in the washroom?
No. All this, how could you see? I don't know what they thought they were, psychic or whatever they thought they were. I don't know what these people think.
And okay, to your recollection, like sitting on the bed with the camera towards you, there was a guy right here from the reflection of your glasses with the red Hawks on.
And they saying this person was Kenneka. That's the whole dude right here.
So it was two dudes, red
dude,
Hawks.
Kenneka all the way over there.
So basically, the dude's gonna be in the room, cause how they gonna arrive at the party at 2 something and you still describing them in the room at 1 something? Pay y'all, we sit it match up on the foot, cause look when the dude's getting up there.
Monique all the way over there having a whole another conversation.
Did anybody say, "Girl, Kenneka, you having a good time?" And she
that was her and Monique having a whole conversation over there. See, the song was buffering, so therefore you can hear the conversation. If the music was never buffering, you could never hear nothing. But the music was buffering. Her and Monique talking, cause she's sitting down on the little stool. Monique was sitting on the bed. She, girl, you don't look like you enjoying yourself.
She said it to Kenneka.
Yeah, Kenneka like, I am enjoying myself. She, you drunk? She tell her, I'm not even drunk yet.
Did she?
Yeah, Kenneka, you drunk. When you say that, that means you drunk. You clearly, and he saying that.
So y'all really know Kenneka?
Yeah, knew her for, we got years with her. It's not nobody we just met.
For the world that don't know Kenneka Jenkins or Kenneka Martin, was she like a turn up queen?
We all, that's what type of crowd we is. We love to have fun. This is what we came to do, have fun. We celebrated her birthday in a hotel. Now we come celebrate my birthday in a hotel.
Was last Friday actually your birthday?
It was 2 days after my birthday, 3 days after my birthday. My birthday was on the 5th.
Okay. And that occurred on the 8th, September 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow. So when was it that you guys realized, like, damn, Kenneka is lit. She really drunk, she wasted.
When we was bopping. I know we was bopping.
West side, y'all bop.
Yeah.
Sick on my bop.
Yeah, I see her. I look at her. She leaned back to the wall. Yeah, Kenneka, it's over for you. You drunk. It's you lit, you drunk. She ain't drunk. That's when you know Kenneka drunk, because she always telling us if she not drunk.
Okay.
You drunk. That's when I knew she was drunk.
So at that particular moment, was she like stumbling, falling? Was people still trying to dance with her? She just leaned back?
She was all still dancing, bopping like. She drunk, but we still dancing.
What led to Kenneka Martin getting up and exiting that room on September 9th? Because right now the 9th is on that Saturday right now. Because the 8th is Friday. Now we roll into the morning. Mm-hmm. On that morning, what made her exit that room?
They was finna go. Monique like, we finna leave. They picked her up.
Whoa. So she like wasted now?
Yeah, she on the bed, sleep now. Now she sleep. She by my sister sleep.
Was anybody touching her while she was asleep?
No, before this, she came at me like, Irene, you ain't finna turn up? This how you gonna be on your birthday? I'm like, high. Just sitting there like, I'm high, it's over with. Wait till the next song. My sister called over there. She fall right into the line. boom.
Damn, she injured herself.
Nah, she ain't injured herself. She just fell to the lamp, like stumbled to it. They, ooh, yeah. I'm like, ooh, yeah, you is drunk. She lay on the bed. My sister put her right there.
All right. There's going to be at one song, right, gang? Check this out. There's going to be at one song. Hold on. There's going to be at... Because this where you finna catch Miss Teresa up at. Right here. The Milton Collins video.
She go to sleep. Monifa pick up, and this time I'm guessing they finna go. Monifa pick up.
Right.
Now they finna go. Monifa and them leave out the room.
Never said, watch this. Monifa leave out the room. Monifa and them gonna be gone for at least goddamn, I don't know how long they missing. I don't want to put no timestamp on it, but they're gonna. Everybody said they were at least gone for 30 minutes before they came back to the room, right? So listen to this.
They enter it like to get her phone. Mike like, give me her phone. I'm like, y'all finna go. She here.
So they stayed in the room for another 30 minutes. That's an hour. Now look, ain't this an hour right there alone?
Come in, Monifa like, Kenneka gone. Kenneka gone.
Whoa, hold on.
So when they took her somewhere, they came back in the room and chilled, asking for the phone and the keys for 30 minutes. Then Bree decided, let's go look for her. So they went and go look for her, right? Check this out. Look how this look like now. When Monifa and them were carrying that girl around 156, on the elevator, cause here goes Shamaya right now, peeping off the elevator. Then you got this. So once they took the body ain't gonna be too far from where they took her from. So guess what they did? Monifa went back. Hold on. When Monifa took her out the room, look, everybody come out the room. While everybody come out the room, you get this. So while they distracting everybody on the camera with Monifa and them, they ducked off and carried Kenneka somewhere. And boom. They finna go out at Tucson. Could be at the pool area. Cause my best guess is the pool area right here. There go the door right there. You see what I'm saying? So look. They got to go back to the room like Irene said. So here go when they finna go back to the room. They said 2, right? So now we're at 2. Bree said, let's go look for her. Boom. They ain't looking for her. They just toted that girl to wherever they toted that girl. And everybody going to where the girl gonna be at. Boom. 220. That's where the girl gonna be at, somewhere in these locations. Then you got Irene.
How did she just leave?
In these seconds, that's
In
what
seconds.
I'm saying.
She fall into the lamp. Stop.
Okay, she sleep for a little minute, like 5 minutes later, here come Monifa pick her up. They can leave. Monifa, I got her phone though. This what the music playing off her phone.
Off who phone?
Kenneka phone.
Okay.
So I hit her phone. I give me her phone. Y'all finna leave. You finna leave. She like, yeah, we is finna leave. Next thing you know, I'm like, unhook the Bluetooth then. And my Monifa come there like, she missing. Oh, she missing.
This one is kind of hard to fathom. So she accidentally bumped the lamp. Boom. She said, "We finna leave. Let's grab her phone."
Before she hit the lamp. She hit the lamp. Bed, sleep. She sleep on the bed.
Right.
Monifa come pick her up.
So Monifa took her outside the room.
Yeah.
Who came back for the phone?
Mike. Both of them left the room with her.
Okay. So she's in the hallway with Monifa.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they realized she ain't got her phone, the keys, nothing. They just.
So now they come back in here
to get the stuff.
To get this. Okay. So everybody.
You can't leave without her keys or her phone.
Exactly.
You can't. How you gonna drive?
We in her mama car.
Yeah.
So at this time, they like, girl, sit.
So now look, that's why Kenneka would be able to have the key. Miss Reese tried to make it look like it was just only one car in the family. So Miss Reese tricked us about this car situation. I needed my keys to get up to the hotel. In reality, she got her own car. And then they got Bree driving the car. Bree already was driving the car earlier that day. That's why Miss Reese was on the 911 call. Like, I don't like nobody driving my car. Cause maybe that she caught them driving her car one time. Kenneka probably got drunk and one of them had to drive, or one of them asked like, girl, let me drive the car. You know what I'm saying? Went somewhere, and this thing you know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Girl, come ride me right quick, and you go somewhere. You could be like, man, let me run to the store somewhere. Let me run a little errand or something. You know what I'm saying? So, cause I ain't see too many videos that Kenneka be driving a car like that. So
I don't know.
I don't know what they did.
Girl, somebody else.
Like, I don't know. Cause I went after.
Okay. We're not gonna make any assumptions, right. But they all run back in because it's four of them that came together.
Bree was already gone though. The party got rocking. Bree was gone.
Yup. Cause that's when Bree came back. But look, Bree would be coming back at 1:30. And Kenneka would be in the kitchen or whatever, you know, zip tied, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But everything what she said, it match up with the footage. The only thing what they did was like, well, just show when everybody in the lobby walking around, just say it was a search. That's all. Just don't say this was a part of the setup. Cause you got a fight going on at this time. Come on, gang. Then you got the witnesses saying the you know, she was in there messing herself up in the freezer and all this old stuff. So that's why I got a video in the making to put it all together so y'all can actually see the video. Like, you got to see moving images. Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, these still images, you know what I'm saying, they could give you all types of illusions. You can say he was down here for this reason. You can say he down there for that reason. Check this out. If I ask anybody, why is Killer down here at 119? Answer that question. Why would Killer would be down here at 119? And you can answer that question. And answer that question. Answer this question. What would Killer would be doing here downstairs at 419? You see what I'm saying? So answer that question with those two differences of a timestamp. You see what I'm saying? Why would he would be down here alone, looking nervous, looking guilt? He looked like he up to something. Now think about this. When you see this photo, if this at 122, what would you think they would be doing on the footage? Cause don't forget, they ain't looking for no Kenneka. They looking for something else. Cause you got Shamaya looking all up under the desk. You see what I'm saying? Bree on the phone. So what would they would be on the phone and who they on the phone with, and why Shamaya will have a walkie-talkie looking for a freezer key at 1:20 in the morning, and answer that same question, and if it was at 4:22 in the morning. So think about your answer at one some, and think about Kenneka phone at one some, and think about what Miss Teresa, you know what I'm saying, at one some. Like this here. Why would Killer come back if he was already down here? So what's interesting about this area? You want to know what I think? This is what people fail to realize. If they would told Kenneka up this ramp, right? If they would told up Kenneka gets this ramp, it would make sense why the police was right here and they was in this door right there. It's a door right here. It makes sense why they was in that door looking for something. Right? Now look. So you mean to tell me somebody tell Irene, man, your friend missing, and you never came out the room till you just read? Look, if this was at your birthday party, ask this, why is you leaving at 4:34 in the morning? And you got this room to 12 o'clock. You see what I'm saying? Look at this. What would Irene would be going at 2:30? 4 in the morning, or where she would be going at 4:30 in the morning, right? Y'all remember when P said they were about to leave the hotel, so he said, yeah, let me go back in the hotel because he left something, and that's when he started seeing security guards. So now look, so P's come back in the hotel with who? T.Y., another Kenneka lookalike, and this at 2:36. So they said they went back to the room. So Killer's still gonna be in the room, and they gonna be in the room with these two girls. So you got Killer, P's, T.Y., and 3 girls. They said P's baby mama got a white girl. So this got to be P's baby mama. Right? I don't know who Killer fuck with. You see what I'm saying? But if you got 3 dudes and 3 girls, this could be their baby mamas, and you know what I'm saying? Cause they contacted P's baby mama. Talking about he don't stay there. He sleep on couch to couch. So basically, so boom, that's why Monifa will be in this area. Guess what time this gonna be? At 3 o'clock in the morning. I won't even be surprised that once upon a time they left her right here in that little room right there and needed the cart. That would make sense. Now look, then Monifa got the shoes off. You know she finna go somewhere about water, don't want to get her foot wet.
A ride? Or Uber?
No, she had left with the guys. Some of the guys.
Okay.
She left.
Okay. Okay, so Bree totally out of this. Boom.
Yeah,
so Monifa and Maya
came back in the room for the phone. And they like, give me your phone. Give me her phone. I'm like, y'all gonna leave Maya? She like, yeah. Then they come back in again. Kenneka gone.
What?
Kenneka gone.
How is she going? We got her keys in our phone.
That's what I'm like. How she going that fast though? That's what I'm saying, y'all. Just literally, just like 30 seconds. I'll say. She left without put her. Come back in without 30 seconds. She gone.
Whoa, you said at this time, that's the security guard.
Before that,
Watch this. Now watch this.
Live because she was blocked. She didn't even go live on her own Facebook page. Remember that she was blocked off. She was blocked on Facebook. Like,
where's the security guard?
Another person's page. Just what Irene was doing. She went on somebody else's page. First and most obvious.
Watch this. Let me find where I'm getting at.
You know, we never physically seen the boys walk in the fucking kitchen. You know, people were saying, "Oh, we see somebody with a blue sweater. We see somebody behind it." Like I didn't see shit. I don't know if y'all mad playing tricks on y'all. Like I didn't see shit. I didn't see anybody in a.
That blue sweater could have been Shemaya. If you think about what they said, they looking for a girl in all black. Then you got a blue sweater in the kitchen. Come on, bro. Look at all this. Look, what would the security guard would be?
Basement with her, like far as the guys that was in the room, I ain't see none of that shit. So when y'all talking that shit, oh, I see this, I see that, I just think y'all tweaking. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers wasn't down there with her. But y'all know who was down there with her? Security.
Oh, watch her question. Her answer.
So 30 seconds. She gone.
Whoa, you said at this time, that's the security guard.
Before all that, when the party was live, he came knocking on our door like, y'all need to keep the noise down a little bit. You're hearing complaints.
White guy.
Look, Mexican guy.
Hispanic guy. Yeah.
So once you go back to Friend's Cave letter, she got to be asleep then. Oh, he said when she was in the room, she was asleep on the bed. I noticed that girl sleep on the bed and didn't think anything suspicious because everybody was smoking in the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a Mexican short black guy.
Okay. Was he cool at all?
They was all cool with us. Like usually.
Was y'all turning up, licking? Was it weed?
Yeah, it was a lot of weed.
Did they smell it?
Yeah, the whole hallway. When you get off the elevator, you smell it.
So instead of them coming, y'all gotta go. What did he say?
Keep the noise down.
So he wanted you in there. He wasn't getting any business.
I don't know. I don't know.
Was there any other people in the hotel?
Yeah, a lot of little Caucasian people in there.
Okay.
Whatever.
A lot of white people in there. Look, a lot of white people in there.
Okay.
They all up in there.
Were you guys disturbing him?
I guess that's why he came to the door, like, keep the noise down.
It's an ordinance violation, such and such, and you guys are too loud. Keep your volume down.
Yeah.
Okay. So 30 seconds. Kenneka stumbled over. Okay. They come in. Hey, yo.
Now listen to this. Now she gave you the answer about the security guard in the room. Now look what he say on this.
When you're in a building like that, you got to think, how do you get access? Who have access to unrestricted areas? Security. Who know the building more than anybody else in that motherfucker? Security. You know, oh, Kenneka was left in the hallway by herself. Kenneka was in the hallway. Look, I want y'all to really go to Periscope and download the app Periscope. It's a lady on there named Epistit or whatever. That's the lady that purchased all 36 hours of the footage from Rosemont Hotel. How the fuck did she bad? You got to think about that. Who the fuck is she the bad? What do we like? How are you more like special than us that you get the baddest footage? Who are you? Where are you from? Are you from the hotel? Did they hire you? Did they want you to put it out? Why did you put out this footage after her funeral? Why? Why wasn't this funeral released right before Kenneka, you know what I'm saying, funeral, when her mother and Lenore was up there asking where the footage at? When they initially went to the hotel, it was asking where the footage at? Why didn't you put it up there? Look at it. It's a lot of shit y'all got to think about. What do you say? And they told the mother be patient because a lot of it is nothing. But you got to really pay attention to that footage. You got to really pay attention to that footage because in that footage, you know who you see a lot? The fucking security guard. You know who else you see a lot? The fucking maintenance man. Y'all. You got missing. What's your friend? Y'all ain't thinking about that. Y'all so busy stuck on let's look for Monifa, let's look for the gas. Like y'all missing a lot of good points. Hold up, I literally wrote this shit on the plane. I swear to God, I'm like, I want to tell y'all. Like I know it's a lot. Like, look, it's impossible. It's impossible to expect or guarantee silence and loyalty from a room full of 20 to 30 kids. That's a fact. Especially from those who were not involved in the crime at all. So
family don't snitch on family. Gangs don't break the no snitching code.
Someone would have broken or cracked the case by now. Someone would have snitched. I know Chicago is a no snitching zone without we don't just happen. I know who did this. I know she was seen with her. Ain't nobody motherfuckers know something. People don't know nothing when you talk about the Kenneka Jenkins case. Nobody know that. None of them kids know. They don't know that. They was in that partying. You understand what I'm saying? She was left in the hallway, and it's. Let me get back to what I'm saying before I tell you how she got in the hallway. Okay, there's no way in hell that a crime was being committed in that room and people did not stop. That's a fact. At the situation, look at the situation in disbelief and like, yo,
yeah, if it's a backdoor party, you know how Chicago backdoor work because that's when they throw most of their parties. They backdoor is throwing bogus setup parties.
She getting raped, she can choke. We finna help our friend. Nobody ain't just sit there. So we know that shit really didn't happen. People will have started immediately leaving, especially those who were involved in the shit to clear their name, to get the fuck out the building. Reasons why it wasn't the owner or he wasn't like doing the organ trafficking as y'all be saying and shit like that. The owner is filthy rich. We all know that.
Damn, see how Zach just keep talking? I'm trying to get to the security guard.
It's the girl, she went live and had a whatever, but it was a girl in the washroom, and I'm thinking like, damn. So it was numerous girls in the washroom. So if because Kenneka was drinking Hennessy, remember they was getting drunk.
Here we go.
You know, liquor run through your system and make you want to piss or whatever. So they was probably in the washroom. Kenneka couldn't use that washroom, so Kenneka wanted to stumbled in the hallway before they was finna leave. Monifa them before they were finna leave. She in the hallway.
So now look, keep this in mind. Kenneka gonna be drugged up. When they left her in the hallway, this what happened.
Went back in there to get their keys, left in the hallway. She thinking.
That's when they came back. Look, that's when wherever Monifa and them took her to, they came back to the room for the keys and the phone.
I gotta go piss. Let me try to find it. Let me find the nearest washroom. It's a big hotel. I know it's a public washroom somewhere. My bad, y'all. Somebody just called. It's a public washroom somewhere on this floor or whatever. So Kenneka Jenkins had to bump into a motherfucker that worked there.
So they go back. Don't they go back? If they was carrying her, look who they were carrying to. That's meaning when Shamaya gave her to those staff member people, bruh. You see what I'm saying? Kenneka won't be able to bump into these people if they then took her to these people, right? Guess what happened with the security?
Just think, you in the hallway. Oh, excuse me, sir. I gotta take a piss. We're at a washroom. You work here. Who keep fucking calling me? Excuse me, sir. You work here.
So it happened by a washroom. So wherever he talking about, Kenneka gonna be somewhere by a washroom where it's gonna be security at.
I have to use the washroom. Where's the washroom? She was told after she asked for to use the bathroom in the washroom.
It sounded like he was like, she was told when she asked to use the phone. Watch this.
Where's the washroom? She was told after she asked for to use the bathroom, the washroom. Where's the washroom? She was told after she asked for to use the bathroom, the washroom. She was told by an employee that she had to move and couldn't stand her. Just think of.
I don't think he told Kenneka that. I believe he told Monique and them, y'all can't be right. Y'all just can't stand right here. So think about if they brought that girl body to these people, and next thing you know, a murder happened, and next thing you know, the security man, look, y'all can't stand right there. Y'all got to go back. So that's when Monique and them finna go back and go get the phone.
About it. If she in the hallway after her friend went in there, they went back in the hotel room to look for some shit, and the people telling you, you got to clear the hallway. Y'all too loud. Y'all throwing a party. Y'all got weed coming out. You got to get out the hallway. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna leave the hallway. Hit the elevator. You know the elevator's right there on the left side of 926. You understand what I'm saying? Or if she would have asked, if either you got to get out the hallway or let me show you where the washroom was at.
Boom. Like what he said, it could have been, let me show you where the washroom at. Meet me down here and bring her down here, and y'all can't stand right here. It's logical thinking now. You see what I'm saying? That's how the way I'm reading it. Cause I'm like, I can't do nothing but read it like that. Cause you got French Cave put himself there. He bumped into the girls. He said he bumped into all three of them.
It's logical thinking. Let me show you or fuck. He ain't gonna say her name because he don't know. Ma'am, come on, follow me. I'm gonna show you where the washroom at. So Kenneka leave.
Have you ever seen the magic glasses that can see clearly without glasses? This glasses can not only see.
While Monifa and them is in there grabbing their phone and their keys, she leave with the employee. Either way it go, whether they told her to leave out the hallway or they took her to the washroom, either way it go, it shows Kenneka was encountered by an employee.
It's a video that's showing Kenneka was with an employee. And what time this will be going on? Round 1:50 to 2 o'clock. With an employee. And then make it so bad. Watch this. Then the paperwork, when they interviewed French Cave, they got him twice going to the room. They said he went to the room at 12. Then he went back to the room exactly 2-something. So that means they all met back up there in the room at 2-something with security. Hi, y'all. So if you looking at it how the way I'm looking at it, man, y'all know that's finna be a mean ass video. So basically what you gonna be seeing is, man, the way that I got my mind imagining on this video, bro, man, this junk gonna have to be hard. It got to be. I believe that too. Now look, Zach did take money and they did orchestrate this interview. And Zach do know a whole lot. But one thing I can say, I don't think Zach know everything. You see what I'm saying? I don't think Zach know everything. But one thing I can tell you this, the way Zach acted, he knew the family was involved. I know he know that much. That's why he got off the case. Think about it. Look, Zach stopped talking about the case in October. Look, Zach stopped talking about the case in October when they closed the case. You see what I'm saying? In October, and then he released the video a month later of the interview. But yeah, gang, I'm finna get on up about this, John. And I'm going live later on tonight. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to hang out. It's a Friday night. So it's going to be a Friday night live, Jack. It's going to be a Friday night live. We're just going to have fun, you know, talk about life, crack jokes, and flame some suckers up that want some of this smoke. You know, and get acquainted with the Payal gang. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, gang. Man, look, y'all stay tuned. And y'all be ready for me tonight, gang. Cause Trey ain't gonna have a little, you know what I'm talking about, a little 420 going on. And I'm, you know what I'm talking about, I just wanna just get to know everybody. I might even do a damn psychic reading tonight. You know, cause I need to read some of these motherfucking futures. You know what I'm talking about? Cause I read a couple of motherfuckers. I'm like, wait a minute. Man, you need to let me give you a psychic reading because I'm finna tell you about your past, your future, and your present. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm going to Walmart right now and go get me some goddamn spirit cards. See, I don't want to get no spirit card, gang, because there's too many psychics on YouTube. They already got the cards. I'm just trying to find some that nobody ain't got. I'm damn near finna go online and buy that goddamn spirit bowl. You know what I'm talking about? Buy me a spirit bowl because they're gonna tell your fortunes and shit. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna let me know you been not that nice. You know what I'm talking about? Like Santa Claus, man. What do you deserve these miracles? You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, Trey gang, look y'all, man. Y'all be cool and y'all be safe. And I'm out.